Necklace.
Hello, Facebook, YouTube, and the Hope and Healing Network. Let me make sure that we are live here. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, we are good. My name is Marion Y. Johnson. I am a holistic healing coach, and I am the founder and CEO of Living Fragrance Ministries, the creator of the Hope and Healing Network, as well as the Healing Chamber Collective. I offer support, tools, and guidance to women that is recovering from setbacks, loss of a loved one, or traumatic experiences. And y'all have seen it on Facebook. We are having our 3-day virtual event. I choose me. Say it's the me for me season up in here. I choose me. My happiness matters. 10 ways to secure your fresh start and embrace a new beginning. Now, what I want you to do is tell us that you are here. All right. First of all, tell us that you are here by commenting below. All right. And then also share this out with your friends and family because you do not want to miss this interview or the event. Okay. So I have none other than one of my closest and dearest friends for seems like forever, but we do life together as well as ministry together. I feel like that we've been doing it over 30 years. But I'm so excited that she is here on today to support Living Fragrance Ministries as we turn 7 years old on this Tuesday, y'all. Oh my God.
Yes. Woo.
This Tuesday, 7 years of completion. And I'm sorry if I look off, guys. I'm making sure um that I don't lose connection here. But we are celebrating 7 years. This is our new beginning year. This is what I call it. Going into 8 years. This is all new. Y'all know that Tyler Perry song, new. Everything's new. So that is the season for Living Fragrance Ministries. And I am so excited. We are kicking that off on next Thursday. Actually, around this time next week, we will be inside of the 3-day summit. So if you have not registered, it's not too late. This is a free event. Go ahead and hit the link above and register. Okay. But I have none other than my good friend and founder of Beyond Belief, and I'm going to let her tell her spiel and everything. Okay. uh, but not only is she a wife, not only is she a coach, now I call her the queen of belief. All right, I call her the queen of belief and faith because I have seen my dear friend go through some of the toughest times but come out as pure gold, y'all. That's not in the word. That's not just in the word, but I have seen her life amplified in front of my life to where some people may have went crazy or have had mental illness, but she has a fighting spirit. She is a person full of faith, and that is none other than First Lady Barbara Bond-Gentry, also known as Coach B. Woo! Let's give it up. She is going to be on the summit on Friday night, okay, August the 25th, 7:30 p.m. And I just want to give a quick shout out that we have almost 40 women registered for the summit. Yes, I have
Yes.
an inside goal right now. We are inching on that 40 women. So, ladies, if you are in the Hope and Healing Network and you're listening to this broadcast, I want you to go ahead, and if you're listening to the replay, I want you to go ahead and pull out your journals, take some notes, because you're going to get a sneak peek of what Coach B is going to talk about. So, hello, Coach B.
Hello there. Hello, hello, hello.
When I start talking about my friend, you know I have been your cheerleader for life. I can't shut up my mouth about you and all of the accomplishments and the things that you have done, but also the things that you have endured. Okay. When I think about
Amen.
fresh start and new beginning, I see you. Okay. You have had to
Amen.
start fresh so many times. Some of those times we did it together, others,
Mm-hmm.
you had to walk alone. And
Mm-hmm.
so, first question I have for you, Coach B, is you're a first lady. You are a CEO of a bomb business, okay?
Amen.
Um, Several businesses. You're a serial entrepreneur, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're a wife, you're a mom, but first of all, you are a woman,
Absolutely.
okay? You were born
Absolutely.
as a woman and did not have any of those titles. So the first thing that I have for you is, what does it mean to choose you? What is for this event? I have said, it's hashtag me for me season. It's the me for me. So what does
Mm-hmm.
that look like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Marion Y. Johnson, CEO and founder of Holistic Healing Coach. I mean, well, she is a holistic healing coach of Living Fragrance Ministries. I'm so excited to be here because even being here tonight is the result of or fruit of choosing me. And when I think about choosing me, what I think about the first thing that popped in my head, was going to answer this a different way. But as you were talking, the first thing that popped in my head was an activity that I once did where I asked the ladies in the room to name their top five. You know how on your phone you got your top five, your fab five, whoever your closest five are. I used that as an example in the exercise, and I said, name the five most important things, people, priorities in your life. And in that room, Marion, I asked them this one simple question. After they had completed that list, I said, raise your hand on Zoom. We were on Zoom. This was when COVID first hit. Raise your hand if you are on that list, if your name is on that list. And
Mm,
not one lady, I'm talking, it was over close to 100 ladies in the room, and not one lady had put themselves in that top five. And that
wow.
is a real issue. That is how we think as women. As you said, above anything else, we're women first. And just because of our very nature, it's our nature to nurture and to
Yes.
love and to embrace everybody and to make sure everybody is okay. But in doing that, we so often forget about ourselves and we don't put us on the list. And so we don't make our own top five. And guess what? If
Mm,
we're not on our top five, whose top five are we on? Who's looking out after you? While you're looking out after everybody else, who's looking out for you? And because of that and that alone, when I think about choosing me, that it's the me for me. I got a video
yes.
somewhere out on TikTok that I'm doing a rendition of It's the Me for Me video. When I think about that, now I'm thinking about me putting myself on that list. And really,
Mm,
truthfully, we need to learn how to put ourselves as number one outside of God, that we should be right up there. But we don't. We're not even
mm.
in our top 10 often. So that's how I'll answer that question initially, is that choosing you means choosing to put you on the list.
Yes, I love that. Now, in the summit, we're giving 10 practical ways to start fresh as well as embrace new beginnings. And you are going to tackle the three T's,
Mhm.
okay? Taking time for yourself, time management, and also taking breaks and rest. And the thing that popped up in my head was time management
Mhm.
and how you said that you challenge them to write five things. Why we should be the first one on the time management list.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Putting our mask on first before we even go out and try to manage
Yes.
everybody else, and making sure we leave time and carved out for them. We don't think about when is it time for us. When do
Yes, I
we
love that.
I don't want to jump ahead of what we're going to be talking about, but when you said time management and thinking about that top five and you're prioritizing your day, if everything else is on there, you're putting time you go to work, the time you got to cook dinner for the kids, the time you got to be there for husband, the time you got to be there for this organization or for the church or whatever the case may be. When do you have those little time slots for you? Or
Mm-hmm.
when do you have those little moments where do you intentionally build out that time in your day that says, I'm going to take, it's kind of combining two of my T's, that I'm going to make sure I'm being a good steward over my time, but it's including taking some time for me.
Yes.
Too often we don't do that, but we definitely need to give some tips and some strategies on how we ensure that we do that daily, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you what I asked. And hey, Reverend Emma Burns, she look like she's on Facebook. If
Hey,
you are
Emma.
on Facebook or even in the Hope and Healing Network and even YouTube, go ahead and send some comments because we can see that. Okay, Reverend Emma Barnes, she will kick us off for the I Choose Me, My
Woo-hoo!
Happiness Matter, yes, virtual event. And I'm so excited to hear from her. But I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked her. I think I lost my train of thought. Hold on.
It's fine.
Self-care. Yes, self-care. She's going to talk a little bit about self-care. And with you being, like I said, all of the titles and everything, when I say I have got a glimpse inside of your life when I come to visit you down in the A, I was like, I don't know. I just don't know how you do it. I mean, I'm single, no children. We are probably night and day as far as that. We all have our own responsibilities. But I just don't understand. I mean, I don't understand how you can take rest. And one day we had a conversation about how you still away and take those breaks, and I
Mm-hmm.
seen you do it. I seen you like sit in your car. I seen you, just take those moments because
Mm-hmm.
you it's the me for me season. When you get in touch with yourself, you know when you're about to be at your breaking point.
Oh, yes.
So can you tell the women, how important that is to take breaks, and not only breaks, but also rest when
Mm-hmm.
you have a season of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah,
is that important?
it's so important because the thing is, if you don't take those breaks, if you don't take those rests, it's exactly what you said. You're going to burn out. You're going to not be able to be there. And the problem is, we often think we can't afford to take this break or we can't afford to take any rest because we're going to miss something. We're going to let somebody down when we're supposed to be there. But if you don't stop and just, I say, smell the coffee, take the break, because you're so, think about it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the other word that comes to mind is that in taking a break, you said taking a break, taking a rest. I'm going to add another word in there and say you just got to take a breath, because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's just taking a moment to breathe. That alone will reset your mind. It'll reset your energy. It'll reset your focus to where, you realize, wait a minute, even in that breath, in that split second of a moment, it reminds you to, again, as I started this conversation, to put you on the list. Yes, you're going
Yes.
down saying, okay, I got to do this. I got to check. That's done. Check, check, check. And as you said, when you have to multitask and be in so many places and so many things to so many people, it is so easy to forget to take that little moment and just breathe and say, wait a
Yes.
minute, what about me? You got to have that what about me. And you have to understand that self-care, as Emma's talking about, Pastor Emma's going to be sharing about, it's not selfish, it's responsible. It's
Yes.
responsible. It is the responsible thing to do, because, and we've said this a million times. You've heard it a million times, that you got to put your mask on first before you can help anybody else. But you don't realize how true that is until you're in that situation where you want to help. I'm back coaching volleyball, Marion, so this comes back to mind. Like, I can it may be everything in me want to go and support you and hit this ball, to you, and to run after, making sure none of your balls are dropping on the ground. But if I don't even have the energy to get to the ball, to help you, it's going to fall anyway. In the same time, I may end up falling out because I'm tired and I'm exhausted. So before you can even go and be that support, be that help to anybody else, you have to make sure that you are in the best, you're showing up as the best you as possible to be the best support to them. So stop thinking about it as we do as women, that is so selfish of us, and it's so, just
Yeah.
irresponsible in a sense to take time out and say no. But sometimes that's the most responsible and the most selfless thing you could do, is to say, put me on the list, I matter to. So
Yes, I love that. Put me on the list. Look,
absolutely.
put yourself on the list. Oh, I cannot wait until Friday night. So you got Friday Night Live. You got
Mm-hmm.
the Friday night where we gonna really just have fun.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about it. Even in we also founded a ministry along with Evangelist Lynn King, my sister's keeper, for over 15 years. We know how to have fun, but also minister to you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Mm-hmm.
even realize it, that it's kind of like a sneak attack. But that's
Yes.
what's going to happen on Friday night. And throughout the whole 3 days of this virtual retreat, one thing that's for certain, and two things that's for sure, that we know that our calling is women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Transforming women. God called us, in college. We
Mm-hmm.
want to party and things like that. And so you all are in for a treat. I mean, this is what 36, 90 years of experience combined of really being there for each other. Not only is Coach B one of my good friends, but she's also a part of my support system. Have seen me in some, I'm actually going to talk about support system, but have seen me at some of the lowest. When you were, and this is my last question, okay, just
Mm-hmm.
to, you're doing great and looking beautiful, but just to let you know, this is the last question, unless you want to add something else, because I don't want to give away too much. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want you all to register. All right. So I saw you at one of your lowest, you see me at my lowest points, when my baby, godson Judah passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at that time where I felt helpless. I felt, even though I was there, I still felt helpless. I just wanted to, as friends, as sisters, whatever the case may be, we just want to take the pain away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So during that time, I when you talk about taking that time to breathe and taking the time to rest and choosing you in that moment, I really got to brag on my friend, because even at the funeral, you gave. Okay, you gave to one of the organizations there. But even in that time, um what is some encouraging words that you can give to ladies that have experienced that?
Mm-hmm.
And also tying into choosing you, how did you come back from that? And then I want to choose my words wisely, because with grief, you're always grieving. You're always going into different levels and things like that, and entering into different stages. But when I think about choosing me, in that moment, you chose yourself and you fought back.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh my God, I don't know if she gonna come back from this, because
Yeah.
that was something that me, you, really nobody close from us have ever experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you fight when I put in and hopefully you guys are getting the emails, but when I said that you were able to fight back, you literally fought back.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you choose yourself during the loss of a child? How did you fight back?
Yeah. So, similar to what I already kind of mentioned, that was where I coined the term one breath at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who's ever experienced my ministry or me giving them any advice, I'm always talking about breathing, and I'm always talking about let's take it one breath at a time. Because in a moment, in a situation like that, in that time, I could not even imagine making it to the next hour, much less the next day. So thinking about
Yes.
when people will say, just take it one day at a time, girl, that was too big. That was too big to take it one day at a time. I literally had to just, I never knew that you could tell yourself to breathe. I never knew that
Uh-uh. I don't know.
just
I'll
keep
there we go.
breathing. If you can just get to the next breath, you can do this. And I
Mm-hmm.
just remember during one period of time in telling myself to breathe, I kept thinking, I actually wrote a saying, must this be one more thing? I survive. Because I had already gone through so many other things that I'm like, really, God? Now I got to also try to survive this thing. But it was something about when I said those words that time that hit me. Like, yes, you've lost everything from your job to your child. You've lost a whole lot of stuff, but I survived. And
Mm.
that was the thing that kind of helped me to bounce back, was that it's not over. As long as you still have that next breath in your body, I'm not even saying you have another day. I'm not saying you have another hour. You have another breath in your body, another opportunity to come back. You have another
Yes.
opportunity. You're still here for this moment. And it started teaching me to live moment by moment and to fight because I had survived. It didn't kill me. And that is so strong. That is so true, that what don't kill you makes you stronger. And if you can just get to your next breath, you got some bounce back in you. As long as there's still
Mm-hmm.
breath in your body, you got an opportunity to still turn this thing around. And in choosing me, with that, it wasn't so popular back then for us believers, Black people, all of the above,
Mm-hmm.
get counseling, support groups. Marion, my biggest support group at the time was a bunch of strangers that didn't look
Wow.
nothing like me, because I was
Mm.
the only one of me in there. A bunch of strangers, but we had experienced something very similar, and they could show me how they bounced back and how they were still going. And I drew from that strength. Sometimes choosing you is just choosing to make the right decisions for your life.
Yes.
It may not be what somebody else would recommend. In fact, a lot of church people said I didn't have enough faith. That's why my son didn't live. A lot of church people said I wasn't praying enough. That's why I was still grieving and crying and all of that stuff. But I could not go with what everybody else said. I had to choose what was right for me. And that's what choosing you is all about, is sometimes standing alone against standing against the popular decision or choice, but choosing the one that's best for you, that again puts you on a list of who are you going to take care of, what's most important for you. You got to be that important that you're willing to stand against all odds, and against anybody else's opinion. But just taking it, and we're going to talk about the importance of breathing, the importance of taking it one breath at a time, the importance of understanding time is the one thing you cannot get back. And so when we talk about all those T's, I'm so excited about it. And like you, I don't want to give away too much. But ladies, Marion mentioned we're at close to 40. If you're listening and anything that I said or Marion said resonated with you, or you just know at the core of you that you haven't been putting yourself on that list, I just encourage you now, wherever that link is, above us, below us, I don't know, I can't see the screen. Wherever that link is, I just encourage you to go ahead and register, because you don't want to miss this. You absolutely do not want to miss the tips that are going to be shared with you on how to make sure you're choosing you and that you're putting yourself on that list.
Yes. Well, I am so excited. Look. Hello, mother. My mother is watching. She put that she's watching there. And
Hey, happy birthday.
yes, yes, yes. We had a great time for her birthday, but
Yes.
I just want to pick it back up, pick it back up with Coach B said, go ahead and register. It's this is a free event. 3 days of power, 3 days of encouragement, 3 days of motivation, maybe some tears shed, maybe some aha moments.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, you want to make the choice to choose you. All of us, and when I say all of us, I talk about my support system. We have all have been at times where we had to go against the grain, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and choose us.
Yes.
And so I'm so excited. I mean, just with the little sneak peek that you gave, I'm so fired up. I'm so excited about just hearing the rest of what you will impart into us. Um, Again, go ahead and share this out.
Mhm.
Click the link above me and Coach B to register for the event. It's still some days left for
Mhm.
you to do that. And with that being said, do you have any closing or parting words?
Just do it. Just do it. There's no excuse at this point. You don't have the money to do it. It's free. So there's no excuse. You don't
Yes.
have the time to do it. No, you don't. You have to have the time to put you first. There is nothing or no one more important than you. And in this moment, click that link and choose you and meet us in the room on this time next week where it's going to go down.
Yes.
So those are my final thoughts and words.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Coach B, for taking your time out and telling us just a little bit about what you're going to share. I thoroughly enjoyed you on tonight.
Thank you for
Anybody that's
having
listening,
me.
you are welcome. Anybody that's listening to the replay, again, go ahead and share that out. Go ahead and link. And we're going to go ahead and say good night to you all.
Good
It has been
night.
a pleasure serving you in this capacity on tonight through Facebook. I hope that you all have a blessed and wonderful night. And tune in Tuesday because we are going to have a celebration live. Again, Living Fragrance Ministries is turning 7. We're going to
Woo-hoo.
have our speakers here. We're going to have some ladies telling some testimonials. And we are going to hear some of the life-changing stories of how Living Fragrance Ministries have impacted their lives. And so be back this time on Tuesday to hear some powerful stories. Okay. So with that being said, everybody have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye bye, everyone.